Good morning, everyone. My name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have knitting to the left of me, cross-stitch to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. This is mostly a knitting podcast. I do dabble in cross-stitch, and lately have dabbled quite a lot in Lego. We just give a bi-weekly, every other week, I think that's bi-weekly, bi-monthly, review of what we have gotten up to in the past 2 weeks. This week we're going to be heavy on the knitting and maybe a touch of Lego. I didn't even look at my cross-stitch stuff today. I want to welcome all of you who are coming back, who have been with us for a while, and welcome to anybody who is stopping in for the first time. I hope you see something you enjoy. I tend to be a little bit forgetful, and that just is kind of par for the course. I don't intend to be. It just happens. Middle age and all that. Anyway, how are you guys? I'm doing well. I have a lot of knitting to talk about, so let's get organized and I'll start there. My first knitting project that I've been working on is the Habitation throw from Helen Stewart. This is a great little throw and was designed to use mini skeins. And that is what I've been doing. I have been using the festive kit from 2021. Yes, that Savannah from Livi Dyes Yarn. She put together her first and only festive kit in the theme for like forest. So it's all sorts of wonderfully soft muted colors, things you would find in the woodlands. Let's hold this beauty up. As you can see, there are my Christmas tree progress keepers, and that's where I was the last time I showed this project to you. I have started on the white. The white was kind of where, nope, it was at the purple. White is the middle, so after the white is, I'm decreasing, slowly using more and more yarn per row. Well, I get more rows per 20 grams of yarn. I just go until I run out of the 20 grams. This is really an easy stitch and I'm quite enjoying it. Lots and lots of garter, and I do get tired of the garter. I'm not gonna lie. I like something with a little more going on, but this will make a great little throw, and it's nobody's fault but mine that I'm doing it and complaining about the garter, so I shouldn't complain about the garter. I knew it would be a lot of garter going in. Great yarn, great pattern. Helen Stewart writes a great pattern, and when my wrist isn't tired from doing miles and miles of garter, I'm really enjoying it. It's just easy, mindless knitting. I watch several floss tubes and knitting podcasts at my computer of an evening and just knit back and forth, and it's really quite relaxing. So great pattern for the Habitation throw by Helen Stewart. The next thing that I'm working on, I cast on and took to work on during my lunch breaks. I get maybe 20 to 30 minutes a day on it, is the Riverwood hat. This is by Katy Carroll of Casapinka Designs, and that is a really fun hat. This is actually the 4th time that I will have knit this hat. I knit one for my best friend, one for my best friend's daughter, one for my other best friend, and finally I'm getting around to knitting one for me. Let's see. Since I'm knitting in the round, there really is no great way to show off what we're doing. I am using a beautiful yarn from Miss Babs. This is Yowza, and the colorway is Cultured Pearl. And it is a very soft combinations of creams, pinks, and light gray. It's pooling kind of interesting as we go up the hat. And these little 1/2 crosses, quite easy to do, easy to put together. And I'm about, 2/3, halfway, somewhere in there on my hat. And I am really just enjoying sitting down and putting in maybe well, 3 rows if it's just the stockinette row, 2 rows if I do the cable cross row, and then another one because I have to slow down a little bit when I do the cable crosses to think about it and make sure that I'm doing them right. They're not quite automatic in my brain, but that's okay. I'm keeping this project at work, this cute little purple project bag. This is by Crafty Mama Designs, and she is on Etsy. I bought it quite a while ago. I'm not sure if she's still making bags, but it is just a perfect little bag. And of course it's purple, and I absolutely love purple. My stitch markers are all by Miss Babs. I really love these simple rings. They don't snag, they hardly take up any room. They're fantastic. That is my little at work during lunch break knitting. The Riverwoods hat by Katy and Carroll. The third thing I'm working on, I was really working hard to get this done in 1 week, and I didn't quite manage it. This is the Desert Sunset Shawl by Casapinka. It's not a great picture on the front. There are far more better pictures of this project over on Ravelry, but it is a series of slip stitches and some, mostly slip stitches and some different knits and purls to get cool textures on this pattern, plus a big section of a faux cable, which is just going to be absolutely beautiful. Let's see. This pattern was released the morning of February 16th. Was that oh, I can't see my calendar. I think that was a Thursday. And it was the morning of knit group. I go to a little knit group about once a month, and we have an excellent time. And so it was released in the morning, and I spotted it before we went to knit group. And I was thinking, well, either I need to take the Habitation throw, or I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but this came up. It was the first thing in my emails, and I ransacked the stash and pulled stuff, so I was ready to go, ready to cast on once we got to knit group. And so here's my little cast on tail down here at the very bottom, right there. Oh my goodness, I've forgotten what the name of that one. Anyway. All my yarns are Miss Babs' Yummy 2-ply. It is a superwash, 100% superwash merino. And so for the first bit, we alternate between my light green and a soft pink. Go through there. This section is supposed to be garter, but I read the instructions wrong and went ahead and did it in stockinette. This is a really fun texture-y stitch done with slip stitches and knits and purls. Then you come along here, and the next little section uses the same colors, but you do them in the opposite position. And then that's the end of colors of this. I do remember my pink is Blue Hosta, and the purple speckle is one of my favorites, and it's called Purple Joy. And it is just a great combination of purples and pinks and speckles and yummy stuff. And these two alternated back and forth together. I really enjoyed that stitch. And once again, I just kept doing stockinette stitch here where the garter sections were called to because, well, if you make it once, it's a mistake, but if you continue with that choice, then it's a design element, right? It's a purposeful modification. And then when I got into this point, it actually called for more Blue Hosta to go next to my super dark purple, which is, this is Swing. And so I stitched a bit of it, and I didn't really like it. I mean, it looked fine, but I really wanted for the combination pink-purple speckle to play more of a role. So I was about maybe here that I had done in the dark purple and the Blue Hosta, and then I just pulled it back to the change and went forward with that. This time, I did decide to do the garter section in garter, because why not? I was feeling crazy. And then the last little bit of texture section here in Purple Joy. And I am to the point where I'm ready to start the, it is a big fat section of faux cables. And they look like a lot of fun. You'd think I wouldn't have enough with this tiny, tiny ball. But in truth, I have a whole nother skein. This wasn't a full skein when I started. I pulled a whole bunch of, I'm pointing up here because my scraps are hanging out over here with the cross stitch stuff. Mostly yarn over here, mostly cross stitch over here, but yarn up on top of the calyx unit. Anyway, so I pulled a lot of stuff out of my scraps so I could use up as much as I could. I used this, the light bluey green is in Marcella. I've used the Purple Joy in several of my shawls, and I've used Swing in a different shawl. The only new one that I skeined up is the pink for Blue Hosta. There we go. It's that pink. That's the only new one that I pulled out of stash and balled up, and I seem to have lost my tiny ball of Swing on the floor. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I am going to skein up the the new skein of Swing, and then start alternating them to do the transition from the current little tiny ball that I'm working on to the brand new ball of Swing. So that is my Desert Sunset by Casapinka. And then the last little project I cast on yesterday is the mystery knit along for Who You Gonna Shawl, with puns and delightfulness based on Ghostbusters, but you know, this is Knitbusters. It's going to be fun. It actually has started out to be quite a lot of fun, and so I started last night, and here is my progress thus far. It's super fun and super bright. I'm loving the almost but not quite neon colors of my pink and purple and the purpley reds, and compared up against that black, it's absolutely gorgeous. But this one I'm going to actually pull out and start again. I checked my gauge once I had finished this purple section and was started in section 2, and it turns out that I am way, way, way smaller than the gauge that is called for. I think over the past year or so, I think my gauge has tightened up. It used to be fairly loose, and so I'm going to need to just pull it all out, go up a needle size, and then continue on. Also, I missed some directions in the charts, just because the charts are kind of small and hard to read. I might need to change it around a bit to make it bigger so I can read it better. Anyway, so I missed some directions where I was supposed to slip the yarn in front, and I slipped all the yarn in back, so I need to change that. So we're just going to pull it out and start again. It's really not a lot of time lost or wasted, and I think I'll be happier with a slightly bigger shawl, because, I mean, if it's too small, it's kind of hard to wrap all around me, because I'm kind of a big girl. Not that I want to be, but I like food too much. Anyway, so this is going to be ripped out and started all over again. But I'm pleased with the way my colors are put together. I like the patterning that that Lyrical Knits, Mary Annarella, has put together. It is enjoyable. So I'll probably redo this one while we're working on editing this video here this afternoon or Sunday or whenever I get to it. So that is Who You Gonna Shawl. I have a few small and random acquisitions as far as yarn stuff goes. I purchased another set of the Valentine's Day mini skeins in DK from Mystic Fiber Arts, because it became apparent that I wouldn't be able to make a shawl of any size with the single set that I had previously, so I bought another set so that between the two sets I can make a shawl or scarf, what have you, that's a big enough size that I can wear and that I will enjoy. So 2 of those. And then Sunshine Yarns had an update right around Valentine's Day, and she had this lovely gradient of colors. This is her Love Story gradient set. This is, each of these little skeins is 128 yards, so that's about a third of a full skein. So these are wonderful. I haven't quite decided what I want to do with them yet. I really need to turn the nose switch back on since we're going to cruise Alaska in May, and so I need to just ease up and stop buying everything that my little heart pitter-patters after, so that the credit card will not be heavily used by the time we're on vacation in Alaska. Looking forward to the cruise in May. It's going to be awesome! So, anyway, that's a cute set of mini skeins from Love and Speckles. And then when I was over at our knit group on Thursday, we have knit group the third Thursday of every month, one of the ladies had bought in hand-thrown yarn bowls for each of us. She laughed and said that she had purchased one for everybody in our knit group for Christmas and then completely forgot about them because she put them in a very safe place. She said she received them in about October of the year, and then here they were. And so this is the one she gave to me because this is the glowy thing is kind of a purple, and so she wanted that one for me. So here we are, and everybody in the knit group got a yarn bowl. These are very, very nice, quite fine porcelain, beautiful, beautiful stuff. She has such a generous heart that it puts me to shame. So anyway, those are my few acquisitions for knitting stuff. I haven't touched my cross stitch at all. The bug just turned on high for knitting, so that's mostly what we've been doing. But there are a few fun things to show you for Lego, so I'm going to rearrange all the stuff and I will be right back. The nieces and I continue to have an awesome time with the Lego video line. We don't use the app because it is super buggy and just weird, and it doesn't really function correctly. But we really love the colors and the minifigs and sort of the theme for, you know, making music with the other things. And so we just build together, and we have like a battle of the bands when we play together. So it's really quite a lot of fun. So in the past 2 weeks, we worked on putting together the Hiphop car. This is what it will eventually look like. But we didn't quite get it done when we were playing. They had to go to a volleyball game. But we got 2 of the 3 bags done, and I'm just waiting for them to come back so we can finish it off. It won't take me very long at all to finish off this little thing. There is a hot tub in the back of the car and some big massive speakers to the side of the car. Right here at the driver's seat, we've got a DJ turntable so we can wiggle it up real good. And that will be quite a lot of fun for them once we get that put together. The other video set that we've put together has been the Punk Pirate ship. Don't know why I want to say Punk Pirate ship, but it's the Punk Pirate ship. Anyway, here is this massive thing. You can have a very scary skull in the front, or maybe your front man is a shark. Very bright, very 90s. It has all these wonderful little pointy studs here and along the sides. That reminds me of the studded collars and belts and stuff that the punk movement wore. We've got a very punk mermaid playing her violin. We've got Shark Guy. Shark Guy's kind of awesome with his guitar. And the one that is really just fantastic is the Squid Drummer guy. I mean, look at that guy. Look at him. Squid Drummer. Yeah! He is rocking it for sure. Put that down. Anyway, we have various stages for our minifigs to dance on. And the wings back here open up. It makes the stage just a little larger with these opening up. And in the back, have to turn this around very carefully. There we go. We've got pizza, We've got drinks, we've got a map for treasure, and we've got a treasure chest, which has stuff in it, little golden coins. Anyway, for some backstage shenanigans, and a giant surfboard, because if you're on a punk pirate ship, you need to go surfing sometime. So we've been having fun with that. That's another fun stage. We're rocking out with the band, having a grand old time. So that's what we're doing there. Let's see. Roundabout Valentine's Day, or kind of Valentine's week, I worked on putting together the Wildflower bouquet. Kind of here it is with our Gerber daisies up front, some poppies. Kind of get a picture of the lupines. Look at those pirate hats that have been turned into purple and bright pink for the flowers. All sorts of little things. Let's see, we have sprigs of lavender over here. We have some Queen Anne's lace back here. Little bits of fern over here. And I think this is lupine, columbine. I think this is columbine. I think these are lupine. I don't really know. I'm not the best of florists. My vase is a little bit big, so they kind of don't, they do whatever they want to. But these were an excellent, excellent fun build. And I built, you know, maybe there were 4 bags. Each bag contained about 3 flowers, so I do a couple bags one night and another bag another night, and just really enjoyed it. Very, very slow. Hello, Mr. Wally. Do you want to say hello? Hi. Come here. Well, you probably saw the back of Mr. Wally. He is very interested in the cat. Wally, Wally! Anyway, Wally didn't want to visit. That's fine. So the last thing that I've been working on is this. It's the giant medieval blacksmith house. You can hear my bricks slashing along there and kind of see the strange reflection happening there from my window. Anyway, so I've been working on this. I have about 5 more bags left to do. I have the first 2 portions put together, the first floor and the upper floor. Turn this way, you can see some of the details in there. There's a table and some food on the table. The door, let's swing this open. There we go. Get a better look at the door that's put together. The stairs. Turn gently. There's a keg under the stairs, and then over in this corner you have some prep and stuff going on at the stove. So that is the top floor. Let's see if I can... It gently lifts off. Has a nice roof for the blacksmith section. Anyway, so I've got that. And then... Uh-oh, I just knocked Our Lady off. That's fine. So here is the entrance to the blacksmith shop. It has a light up brick in there. You push the button. It goes red for the forging. This nice apple tree was an interesting construction with a little bit of a well underneath here. Kind of see what's going on. Have all sorts of bits and pieces on the interior. There's our blacksmith hammering away on an ingot. He can make you some shoulder pads, maybe a shield. Up front we have all sorts of swords that are available. The side is beautiful with those columns that reach out to support part of the upper floor. Still has some nice detail going on in the back. And then a side look over here. There is some wood in this little room back here behind the doggo for use. And that apple tree was really interesting to put together. So there we have the blacksmith shop. And I just have the third floor and roof to put together, and I believe that is all sort of the same set of builds. I'll put this back together like that. And there is my project with the Blacksmith shop. This is a great one. This one had been out of stock on the Lego website for quite a while, and then it came back in stock and I jumped at it, and it's just, guys, I'm really enjoying it. It's quite fun. Very, very fun. Highly recommend it. Good stuff. So that's everything that's going on. Work's pretty quiet. I'm getting caught up on all the needs to be done, but is not super high priority stuff that kind of gets dropped at the end of the year for December and January. So I'm working on getting caught up on all that stuff. I've had more time to knit and stitch and Lego, so I'm very much enjoying that part of February. We're doing better with Wally. We still don't know if we're going to keep him or send him back to the breeder. He is very, very much a puppy. He is very independent, very confident, and very much into everything. With the previous dog, we knew he liked trash, so that was easy to just keep the trash out. But Mr. Wally wants to stick his nose in everything. And the hardest part is he will not leave the cat alone. He wants to be Princess's bestest friend ever, and Princess wants nothing to do with him. So that's why you haven't seen her today. Usually she'd come out and see what I was doing, and sometimes she does. We put a little gate across the room that is her favorite room, so that he cannot go in and harass him. Wally can't harass Princess. He hasn't taken her hisses and cues and baps on the nose as enough enforcement to leave me alone. So we're trying to keep the cat happy. We're trying to keep Wally out of the cat's business. It's been kind of a juggle. He's just into everything, and I know that's just puppy, but man, we haven't had a puppy since 1989. And we are not used to puppies. We are used to old dogs that just have no go. So this little guy that is all go is a challenge for us. But we're trying. We're trying. Oh, yeah, no more puppies. Puppies are too much for us. I'm too old for puppies, or too much puppies. Puppies, no. Does anybody want to take a puppy for 3 years and send him back to us when he mellows out? That would be fantastic. Works good. Friends are good. The other day we did get so much snow. I guess it was Wednesday of this past week when the storm rolled through, and I understand that it's just rolled across all the country. So I think almost everybody is going to get a chance to have a visit with this storm. It dumped a good 12 inches on us. We had 9 inches overnight. I got up in the morning and had a text from work that said, don't come in, work from home. So I did just that, and it was really nice to be able to stay home and work on my reports just here at my computer. It was a lot. We went out and shoveled off the walks. And it was really interesting because once we cleared off the sidewalks, the snow would kind of stay melted off of the sidewalks. So I guess there was enough heat energy in the concrete to be warm enough once you got ahead of the snow. The next day it was cold, but we went to work, and it was a little bit of a challenge getting my little truck out of the parking spot because the snowplow had come by and piled a berm. I'm on the berm side. The snowplow only makes one pass through our neighborhood, and so I'm on the berm side, so I had to work hard to get my little truck up and over the snowplow berm of snow. And off we went to work, and it was just fine. And so we did get a pretty big snowstorm, so you guys are going to, most of you have probably had that this past week. And I think that's it. I hope you guys are doing okay. It's a little gray out, but pretty darn bright, as you can see here. My little red rosy cheeks showing off because I have red skin tone. Hope you guys are doing well. We're doing pretty good over here. Nothing to complain about. Don't complain with your mouth full, right? I hope you guys are doing okay, which is about the third time I've said that. One step forward, one step up. You've got this. Remember, kindness costs you nothing. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye!